We're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
What is it, this thing that's going around about this project or the system called Hammer? Explain to our audience what this is and why it should be of such concern to people in this current situation that we're in.
The fact is, the Obama administration took this system and they put in an application in this SIGINT program called scorecard. The scorecard changes votes at a certain point in the voting stream.
Hammer and the application that works with it, called scorecard, is designed to change votes on the fly. Just realize that the data is changed so quickly in the favor of whatever candidate it's told to favor that no one notices a delay and just accepts the total. And this has been going on in numerous states, to include battleground states, during this whole election. And it is still going on as votes are being counted and reported up echelon.
So here we go. Watch the gold. The update's coming. Boom, there it updates. And now here's this guy. Now let me show you what you missed.
Pennsylvania on November 3rd, 2020. Let's move forward in the clip real quick and pay attention to that number that Trump has and the number Biden has. And as we move forward in the clip, you can see the number changes. To Trump now has lost votes while Biden has gained votes.
I've got to make a quote.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's important that we all understand it. It's by Joseph Stalin. I consider it completely unimportant who in the party will vote or how. But what is extraordinarily important is this: who will count the votes? Now, Steve, we have a desperate Democratic Party that will do anything to bring the country to a totalitarian state and as far left as they want.
They're throwing all the Republican challengers out of this room.
You can get in touch with the city commissioners and get it resolved, but as of right now, you guys will not be allowed
So I just grabbed one box. It's 500 names of people that are not on the register, they're not on the supplement list.
Ballots that don't belong to anybody, they don't show up in the voter registration, there's no name attached to it.
So are they improperly filled out and you're looking to disqualify them?
Yes. They're improperly filled out, they have no but registered to vote in 1900, that kind of doesn't make sense.
So, but that's
the question is, are the Democrats stealing votes in Philadelphia? My answer is the Pope Catholic? It's a time-honored tradition to Democrat-controlled cities like Chicago, my hometown, Philadelphia, to do precisely what they're doing now. I've never seen it on such a magnitude.
Fuck Trump.
looks like a bunch of recycling, right? No, it's a Pennsylvania application for mail-in ballot. And they do have people's addresses on the back of them that were never mailed out. I mean, how many are in here? Thousands? There's
still picking up ballots, so how could they have counted them? Today is November the 4th, and we've already called California, but here they are still picking up ballots.
I thought they collected them all. I just want to document. How much? Wait, but how come they already called the state?
Because these are mail-in ballots.
President Donald Trump, and not the only one we found in the trash.
I was here with the Trump campaign. I was told to go to the Philadelphia Convention Center to wait in the lobby to see if I saw anything suspicious. The main thing that we were looking for were large groups of people coming in with suitcases, with bags, and we'd been there for maybe no more than 10 or 15 minutes when we saw a steady stream of individuals coming in with backpacks, purses, getting in, going through the metal detectors. They had credentials to get in.
And we're just getting this. These are people bringing them in coolers. There's no one around.
Fortunately, it's been a little bit complicated by a Pennsylvania State Supreme Court that went rogue and decided to violate the U.S. Constitution, ignore Pennsylvania law, and just rewrite the law themselves. They have no authority to do that. And they extended the period of time over which ballots can arrive beyond the deadline. That's outrageous, frankly.
I want to go to Hammer. Hammer was the single most important, the single most sophisticated, basically system that came up after 9/11 for really intelligence or counterintelligence about radical Islamic Jihad and the ability to monitor that. Is that how the beginning of this started? Was a foreign surveillance system that allowed the national security and intelligence apparatus to watch our enemies. Is that how this thing started?
That's how it started, Steve. Very sophisticated, very, very capable. And it was to be used, and it was used in foreign countries. And so it was then moved over into the CIA, and they started looking at U.S. citizens. That is illegal. The CIA cannot look at U.S. citizens. They still have it up and running. We know where it is located. We know it's active tonight. It's active. They've been looking at a whole host of different things, as has the DNC, using false ID. And they are looking around, and they are trying to set up this voting thing that happens on Tuesday night. It's going to look good for President Trump, but they're going to change. And that's the danger that America and everybody must realize.
General McNamara, I want you to give just quickly your bona fides. Talk just briefly. Give me a minute for the audience on your career.
Okay, 35 years in the Air Force. I ended up the number 3 man in the Air Force in the headquarters. I had 4 tours in Vietnam. I commanded the raid on Tripoli in 1986. We attacked Tripoli from my headquarters in England. I was then the Vice Commander-in-Chief of U.S. Air Force of Europe, and then the Commander of Alaskan Command and Alaska NORAD region. So I had a very extensive operational career, and I'm in the cloud business now, and that's why I'm so intimately familiar with what Hammer and Scorecard can do, and nobody knows it. Nobody knows.
Okay, now I also...
Well, you know, I don't know, and I think some people are missing something here. The president has put in place an organization that contains the kind of database that no one has ever seen before in life. That's right. And that database will have information about everything on every individual in ways that it's never been done before. And
you're going to be able to stop Hammer and Scorecard?
We intend to stop Hammer and Scorecard.
Sidney Powell says it's take that to the bank.